Hello, this is Ida. So, as I have promised, I'm gonna be doing some mini recordings to help you to review each modules. I'm gonna start from module 4. Okay. So for module 4, I'm gonna do 5 mini recordings to help you review the content. Your understanding of child development will surely help you learn the future modules of curriculum planning, child guidance, as well as child observation. Please remember to revisit these recordings before you do your field study assignments. Okay, so let's get to the point. So today, we'll first try to understand the development. Pause at each slide to reflect and digest the content. Now, the first pause you're going to do is which word you will use to explain the development in English in your home language. Okay, so here's the vocabulary list. We have 10 words for the first recording. So in a class, I have introduced Longman Dictionary of a Contemporary English online. You just need to key in the word and you will get the definition. And of course, you can use the other online dictionaries as well. So by now, my good students, you probably have learned all the new words, and that's talk about what is development. So as you can see, the development is kind of change, and everything's changing in our world, including us. You will pat your tummy and think, oh no, I'm gaining weight. I used to be such a slender teenager, and that's the physical change. And right now, if you are watching this video and your brain neurons are connecting, and that's your cognitive change. So, when we talk about development, there are two types of changes, quantitative changes and qualitative changes. Okay, so first let's look at the first one. Quantitative changes refer to the gradual progress of a certain skill. So, for example, a baby is sitting first with some support, then a baby can sit alone for a little while. Finally, the baby can sit uh, by herself or himself. And that's just the sitting skill. And you'll see day by day the baby is getting better and better. And we need to really celebrate the little changes every day that our children have showed us. So some psychologists notice this and they take the continuous perspective of the development. This is an opinion that describes the development as a cumulative and gradual changes. Then let's look at the qualitative changes. It's mainly about the acquisition of a new skill, and that's still have the gross motor development as our example. So still using our babies, they first learn to roll and then to sit and then to crawl and then to stand and finally they can walk. In the theories, if we take a look at Piaget's cognitive development theory, you'll see that Piaget's theory actually take the stage perspective rather than the very continuous perspective. Why should we learn about child development? First, it helps us to know about the children's abilities at different developmental ages and stages. So if you refer to ELECT, early learning for every child today, that is one important document, and you'll see that it tells us babies' physical abilities, social emotional abilities, and cognitive abilities at different months. Then the child developments also reveal the children's needs at different developmental ages and stages. So examples, we're still going to use babies. So we need to provide a very special nutritional food for the babies. So many parents still breastfeed their babies, and around 4 to 6 months, we start to give the baby the supplementary food. Okay, and for the social emotional needs, we try to help our babies to build a secure attachment. Then the cognitive needs, we support the babies to use their senses and movements to explore the world. So now we know about what is a child development. We know about why we should learn about the other child development, because we definitely gonna know the children's needs and abilities at different ages and stages better. That's talk about how can we understand the child development better. Okay, so first, in terms of a time period, we see that the first period will be conception to birth, and it's called the prenatal period, before birth. Then the second stage will be birth to 2 years, and we call it infancy and toddlerhood. Sorry, the word got cut. The third stage is 2 to 6 years old, and that is early childhood. And the last that we need to know is 6 to 11 years, and we call it middle childhood. So the children at 0 all the way to 12 are the children we're going to see in the daycare. Okay, so most of the time we are serving the infants, toddlers, and preschoolers, but in the before and after school, we also serve the children from kindergartens and elementary schools. Okay, so if you recall in the class, I've asked you to think about a person's life and to ask you to divide our life into several periods, then you'll see that most of you actually had a list similar to this four periods in the first 12 years. So no matter which period we are focusing, we always talk about the development of our body, our emotion, and interaction with others, as well as our learning about this world. So to use our terminology, that 3 different area of development is called domains. And in this course, we're going to be talking about the 3 broad domains. So that's a still take babies, for example. So this cute baby, if we are talking about the physical development, it's referring to the fine motor, gross motor, sensory developments, as you can see in ELECT. Then we also see that the baby will demonstrate their emotional abilities and needs, and how they relate to other people, especially their interactions with their main caregivers. That's the social emotional development. Then the last but not the least, we see that the baby is trying to learn about the world through their senses and movements, and that's the baby's cognitive development. So again, the 3 broad domains that we are talking about are physical development, social emotional development, and cognitive development. We will review the developmental theories in the next mini recording. But now you'll see the psychologists usually focus either on different domains, or they explore a particular domain in different life periods. So here's our 2 examples. Piaget and Erikson. Okay, so let's take a look at Piaget's first. You'll see that he's focusing on the cognitive development, so cognitive domain, and his theory actually go through 4 stages, um, as you can see, so 4 different periods. Then we have Erik Erikson. He is focusing on social emotional domain, and his theory is called psychosocial development theory. And same, his theory actually cover the whole life of a human being. So although we talk about all the 3 broad domains, or in elect you will see 5 domains: physical, social, emotional, cognitive, language, literacy, and communication, altogether 5 domains. But we'll see that we have to take a whole child perspective, because all the 3 broad domains are interacting with each other when we talk about a child's development. So see this little cute toddler or baby. She's crawling. So when this baby is crawling, you'll see that she definitely is motivated by something in her environment. Okay, it could be an interesting toy. It could be the mommy that she loves so much. So that's why she's willing to crawl. Okay, and when she's crawling, she coordinates her body muscles. And when she reached the interesting toy, or her loving mother, she'll start to interact with the toy or interact with the mama. So that's a part of her understanding and learning of the world. So social, emotional, cognitive, and physical developments, they are together as a whole. Okay, so we as educators need to support the whole child development. And this is it for the first mini recording. Hope that helps, and you can give me the feedback or ask me further questions in the class. Bye for now.